If you've been wondering where a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms fits in the Game of Thrones timeline, this is your guide. We're going to trace exactly when these stories take place, who the key players are, and how the events of Tales of Dunk and Egg connect directly to the rise and fall of House Targaryen. Welcome back to the Stark Side. The events of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms begin in 209 AC, during the reign of King Daeron II, Targaryen. This is the same period that follows the First Blackfyre Rebellion, a civil war that nearly tore the realm apart. The opening story, the Hedge Knight, takes place at the tourney at Ashford Meadows. One of the last major celebrations of Daeron's reign, Prince Baelor Breakspear, the heir to the Iron Throne, is one of the central figures of this era. After Daeron's death, his son Aerys the First Targaryen takes the throne in 209 AC. His reign lasts until 221 AC, marking the political backdrop for both the Sworn Sword and the Mystery Knight. Aerys is known for being a quiet, scholarly king who leaves most of the actual ruling to his powerful hand, Brynden Rivers, better known as Bloodraven. Bloodraven is one of the most infamous Targaryens in history, rumored to dabble in dark sorcery and to command a vast network of spies known as the Thousand Eyes in One. The Blackfyre Rebellions remain the defining crisis of the age. The first rebellion ended with the death of Daemon Blackfyre at the Battle of the Redgrass Field, but his descendants continue to challenge the Iron Throne for decades. The events of the Mystery Knight, set around 212 AC, revolve around plots tied to the Second Blackfyre Rebellion. Meanwhile, Westeros itself is still recovering from the Great Spring Sickness, a devastating plague that struck only a few years earlier. It wiped out entire noble houses and weakened the realm just as the Targaryens faced rebellion after rebellion. During this same time, other major figures are active across the realm. Prince Maekar Targaryen, brother to Aerys I, is a key player in these years. He'll one day rule as King Maekar I. His son, Aegon Targaryen, nicknamed Egg, serves as squire to the Hedge Knight Sir Duncan the Tall. Together, their travels take them across Westeros, from the Reach to the Riverlands, and into the heart of these shifting political times. From a timeline perspective, the Tales of Dunk and Egg take place between 209 and roughly 212 AC, a relatively short window, but one loaded with history. The Targaryens are still firmly in power. The Iron Throne is secure, and the memory of dragons has only just begun to fade. For comparison, House of the Dragon takes place long before this, starting around 100 AC, during the Dance of the Dragons. While Game of Thrones begins nearly a century later, in 298 AC, under the rule of Robert Baratheon. So when A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms begins, the world is in a rare moment of peace after rebellion, but unrest still brews beneath the surface. The Targaryens rule from the Iron Throne, the Blackfyre heirs still scheme from exile, and Westeros stands balanced between the memory of dragons and the uncertain future that follows. What makes this time period so compelling is that we actually meet characters who bridge this gap to the main series. Maester Aemon, who we meet at Castle Black in Game of Thrones, is Egg's older brother. That's why he says, "Egg, I dreamed that I was old," before he dies. And Bloodraven, who becomes the three-eyed raven guiding Bran Stark, appears in The Mystery Knight. And believe it or not, even Walder Frey was alive during this time as a young child at the Twins. There's also strong evidence that Brienne of Tarth is a descendant of Duncan the Tall, which adds another layer of connection between these eras. If you're tracking the full Targaryen timeline, from the Dance of the Dragons to the fall of their dynasty, this series fills a key missing chapter. Subscribe if you want more lore breakdowns and timeline maps connecting every age of fire and blood in Westeros. Thanks for watching The Stark Side. Until next time.